Hello, everyone. So I have a few reflections that I wanted to share that just kind of coming up to me. And it's kind of like a dual thing. One is about the topic of seeking external validations. And it's also kind of goes on the other end about why me. A lot of people go through stuff in life and they ask themselves, why me, right? Um, and the external validations, kind of realizing more and more, kind of create an illusion for us. So I'm going to kind of try to discuss both separately and then just combine it. So this topic of seeking external validation has been coming up for me a bit more because I've been watching some podcasts about modern dating, modern relationships, and the perception that women, like modern day Western women, have about dating, expectations. And I didn't even realize it for myself because I'm 36, I'm single. So I think that made me kind of reevaluate my perceptions. But I also kind of I tend to keep myself isolated from people most of the time. So I wasn't even aware of the expectations that a lot of women have in dating. And then I started watching these podcasts and it was like, what? I couldn't believe the stuff there was just coming out of these women's mouths. And some of this, you can see the connection that these women created an illusion or mindset set based on external validations. And they will say things like, oh, I get lots of guys sliding into my DMs, writing me messages, and I can get lots of guys. So that's external validation right there. They think they can get a lot of guys. They can get a lot of guys saying, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so hot, all of that. Yet they're still single. And, kind of almost out of off the market because women, by the time we're like mid-30s, we're done. And a lot of these women don't see that because they're getting these nonstop external validations. The guys messaging them. There's one guy that brought up a situation about this modern day successful woman, single mother, career woman. So in her LinkedIn profile, she's a businesswoman. She's getting lots and lots and lots of comments, lots of validations, right? She's like a fitness coach or something. So she looks great. So in her mind, she's like highly desirable, right? Because she's getting lots of comments. Yet she's still single. So there's this kind of disconnect. Like if I'm getting a lot of attention, why am I still single? The attention is the external validation that's creating the illusion and the expectations that are unrealistic. It's kind of like you're kind of in the clouds because of these external validations. You're not looking at the reality. Which made me think, like, throughout my life, I didn't get external positive validations most of the time. Like, I've rarely in my life heard the word good job from anyone. Or you're beautiful, good job. It's like, it would bug me to see, like, I would, let's say, post a photograph of myself on Facebook and maybe one like. And somebody will say, it was kind of like withholding the compliments. Like it would be like a partial compliment. Then, I would look at somebody else's photograph and it would be like this much older person or overweight even, and they would, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And I would get like, lovely. So I was like, why is this happening? And it bugged me, and I just kind of let it go. Just like, what the hell with it. But of course, my mindset started like, well, I guess I'm not pretty enough, or I don't have the right energy. I'm not popular enough. People don't like me. People don't care about me. And I just kind of went like, all right, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I can't change people's mind of me to kind of start sending me more compliments. Okay, then, like, I'm not into posing. I'm not into wearing like tight clothes. So I didn't like, do like the pose or whatever. Like, I'm just not good at that. I just didn't do it. So, alrighty. But now I'm thinking like the effect these external validations have on people, that it creates such an illusion, made me feel grateful that I didn't get all these bombardments of compliments. I actually, instead of compliments, I would get like the negative side of it, like, you're stupid, you're nothing. I've heard that. What my mom was like once kind of upset why I don't have a guy. She's like, well, you're not ugly. The opposite, the from coming from the negative. And I'm like, no, I don't think I am. I don't know, why would you even think of it in those terms? But if you look at the path of these patterns, the negative, what does that help us do? When you're exposed to the negative, it's kind of reaching the bottom. Well, the only path is up. You can build yourself up realistically. When you're getting all these validations from the top, all this positive, it creates an illusion. Why wouldn't you want to stay up there and get the compliments? It's like a high, every time people post a photograph, anything on social media, right? Compliments. You want to stay up there. It's an euphoria. But when you're constantly torn down from a young age, you basically have a choice. Do you stay down, or do you build yourself up? And you do the work yourself. You turn the world off, basically, because I can't possibly be nothing, because I work hard. I have 2 master's degrees. So, I did get my second master's partially to prove myself that I'm not nothing. I wanted to see, what am I capable of? I left a serious relationship that I was fully provided for. I just had to shut my mouth and go along with everything. I was 23. I was in grad school for my first master's, and I really wanted to see, what am I capable of without anybody bombarding me? And it was hard, but I wanted to see, what am I capable of on my own? What is my capacity? What is my capability? What are my limits? What are the highs and the lows? So it made me just now at 36, after watching these podcasts and my own experiences, be kind of grateful for the negative. If you're in a negative, you can go up. If you're up here, you're gonna, like, these women or men, even they get built up, they're gonna come crashing. The higher you climb, the harder the fall. And that's scary. That's a scarier place to be, I feel. Because if you're all the way on the bottom, if you start on the bottom, you can climb yourself up. You take your time with it. If you're all the way at the top, like in that euphoria, you don't want to let go. It's like an addiction. But life is going to make you crash. It's going to happen. We've seen it. I get clients sometimes who are like that, but it's like, it's too late. Like there's only so much you can kind of maneuver and learn from it. But it's like at that point, it's like, I have a client that was 60 years old when he was starting to reflect on his life choices, seeking external validation nonstop from spending money, buying stuff. So yeah, I kind of, that's my reflection. Sorry, I kind of went off a tangent and forgot some of my thoughts, but that's kind of what I wanted to express. Just kind of gratitude for the negative. Right. And the other part, I just kind of, it came to me, what did I want to say about the other part? The other side, the why me, which ties into the negative, right? When you're all the way in the bottom, you're like, why me? Why am I being torn down like this? And I actually mentioned this to a client yesterday who has a severe stutter. And it runs in his family on the male side. The brother has it, the dad has it, the uncle has it, the grandfather. But he's like, I'm 22 and I have it the worst. But, and his family is very successful financially, all of them. But I kind of brought it to his attention, like just considering the amount of work you have to put in, how far you can achieve because you have to go deeper inward, right? Because a person kind of starts here, they can climb up, of course, but a person who starts here has a lot more to learn. That means they can accomplish more. So again, it's like the negative is the blessing. It's just, can you view it that way? Your adversity, the person born without limbs will say, why me? Yet you see so many athletes, a guy born without legs becomes like an athlete using his leg, his arms. It's just a mindset. Even being a light worker, when I was activated in August 2020, this past a year and a half, it's been so hard. And I often ask, why me? Like it's happening to me. Like it feels like a punishment. And it's like the other light workers, it's a choice that our souls made. And I was like, why the hell did you do this? But this is not even a why me. It's the idea is you're going to generate the amount of density, you're going to be at the lowest so that you can go the highest. It's like, it's physics. The lower you are, the higher you can achieve. So it feels like rock bottom sometimes. The energy sometimes, not even life circumstance right now, but like, I mean, I went through a lot of life circumstances, but the energies sometimes are so intense, like the winter solstice. I was bloated the whole month. It was miserable. Since the winter solstice, something new started happening, which is not pleasant at all. It's like every time I get an angel number, I start feeling sick. Yeah, it's 23 right now, or actually it's 33. And I started feeling nauseous in my gut, and I looked like, okay. So it's like I could be doing anything. I could be sitting with a client. I could be doing chores. I could be cooking, and then I start feeling sick, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go. What's the number? But it's yeah, it's I think like people think, oh, ascension is so peaceful. You're going towards peace. Like you gotta go through so much shit. You gotta go through so much pain. But you're going through all these layers of densities. So that's why you, right? Why me? Why the person? Because if you can do the work, you'll just keep going. It's like it's limitless. If you start already a certain higher level, then yeah, you can climb, of course. You can't access all that's underneath it a lot of time. Why would you? You have no motivation, right? If you start all the way on the bottom, you're motivated to get out of it because you don't want to feel that shitty. You don't want to feel like you're nothing. You don't want to stay in that place. It's the utmost crappiest place to be. To be told by the closest people to you. It's like, do you want to stay in a relationship where you're told that? I wasn't even told by the guy who I was with. I was told by his brother all of a sudden. He just kind of blurted out. I'm like, why is he saying this? But would I want to stay in this relationship where my brother-in-law is saying that to me? Like, would I want to be around people like that? So yeah, those are my reflections. So this kind of video about why me and external validations. So let me know your thoughts.